Hello YouTubers, I'm ThePandaPhotographer, and let me tell you the truth why YouTube would not survive without us. Because when YouTube started, it was built from the community, which is us. It was never designed and was never built by corporations. It was built from our hard sweat, tears, and aspirations when we, as the community, create art. Don't forget where this platform came from. It came from our ideas, our inspiration, our motivation to motivate others to make a bigger community what it is today. Now, I'm not promoting to leave the platform. What I'm promoting is why YouTubers are leaving the platform, because it is not the same. When did corporations decide they were going to come in and take over and make YouTube a, YouTube TV? To me, I'm sorry, that should be only allowed for real creators, not corporations taking over a platform that we built. In the last recent years, we have saw and noticed a development of these corporations making channels, spamming our feeds with nothing but news and gossip and anarchy. We wanted to get rid of the television spectrum and bring ourselves some real life situations and consequences from real world users like ourselves and me. I'm a photographer. I travel. I spend my time taking risks and putting myself involved in the elements by traveling. I got robbed. I got gun pointed. Got robbed again. Got gun pointed again. I got robbed just like a month ago. But that doesn't stop me from making content. See, corporations cannot duplicate things like that on this channel. Or your channel, by the way. So remind yourself how YouTube became YouTube today because of us. So let me ask you a question. Why is YouTube not supporting us creators like they're supposed to? I can tell you a reason why that is. Money. As I said in the first video, when Susan put her hand in that pot of lucrative money, she got addicted. It's like drugs. No, not talking about marijuana. I'm talking about crack. What's the other stuff? Heroin. I can't even pronounce it. What's the other stuff, guys? You get what I'm saying, right? But Susan claims that she was going to structurally help us creators have a better experience with YouTube as of 2019. Have you seen any changes lately that's proven? I doubt it. We, as the community, have support each other in making great content and supporting each other. Now, you may have different aspirations how you want to support. But no matter how you look at it, it comes all in full circle right back to where and how this platform started. This platform started because of us. Not no Fox TV, not no CNN, not Disney. No, it started because one person changed the world. And the next person changed the world. And the next person. It's like paying it forward. But no, Susan and her little greedy corporation partners want to take that from us. And we should not allow that to happen. Even though some of us got 10 years experience on this platform. I got many years experience on this platform. Just because you see this channel doesn't mean I have two other channels. I did a gaming channel when I custom build computers, talk about computer hardware, buy hardware, how to build overclockers. It's called PC Hardware and Custom PCs. Then I had another channel when I was at the University Wisconsin-Madison, when I was actually playing with a little bit of scientific stuff. But between that time, I was a photographer and a videographer. I had experience in that because I did sports. But what people like Susan and her team at YouTube doesn't realize is that they either had a job for a few years or two or 3 years and don't realize that we've been on the platform longer than they've been in position. So what does that tell you about those that do work at YouTube? Do they actually really care about what we financially want and physically and mentally want from YouTube? Why is YouTube getting down on their knees and kissing the corporation's asses when they should be kissing our asses, because we are the community that built YouTube. We made YouTube happen. We made YouTube what it is today. Not CNN, Fox News, Disney, blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit about those channels, because those channels don't mean a goddamn thing to me. What means a lot to me is that we, as a community, need to stop and put our differences to the side and start protesting against YouTube and give us our rights back on this platform. Meaning that it needs to go back to originally the way it was. We got content getting demonetized, copyright strikes left and right, 3-second music clips that are not actually the creator's fault. So if I'm live streaming and someone right now was to pass by and blast some Biggie Smalls, I'll be monetized. Is that my fault? No. I can't control what goes on outside in the elements. That's a freedom of speech. People can blast music all they want. But when I'm making content, I should not be penalized for that at all. But no, we do get penalized for it. For someone else's freedom of human rights. And we get penalized for it because, oh, we didn't tell the guy coming from God knows, or woman coming from God knows what. Where they coming from? Oh, we gotta run after them and say, hey, next time turn your music down while I'm live streaming. How the fuck are they supposed to know we live streaming? I didn't know everyone had Superman powers, can see the walls, and had super hearing. YouTube is structurally falling apart. And you know what? It's falling apart because people that run it make it fall apart. It's not us. It's YouTube executive, CEO, managers, media management. They don't know what real content is. They don't understand it anymore. They lost sight. They lost sight of it. They sidetracked, and all they saw was dollar bills. Now, don't get me wrong. We, as a community, should have a right to get paid for what we do, because we are giving inspiration to so many out there. Why do you think YouTube is so big now? Because we, as a community, gave inspiration to the platform. We are the ones that gave the courage for those that were hiding behind the shadows, afraid to speak in front of the camera. And now they're in front of the camera because we together built this community. No corporation, no news out media did not do what we have done for the last, over 10 years. So I encourage you to go out there and protest against what YouTube practices so-called claims. Oh, in our guidelines, you cannot post this. But mind you, they got television shows on the platform that violates every single policy and guideline. But they are not getting copyright strike. We are. Because we are the community. And guess what? Corporations love to sue us. They love to sue the little people because we don't have much. So they'd rather take pennies and dimes from us. So what happens if we all leave the platform? YouTube is a dying community with no community. The only community we have is corporations fighting over a territory. And that territory is who gets the most view times. And this is why YouTube is structurally going down the drain. It took me 5 months to make $114 on this platform. That's a fucking darn shame. It's a shame that YouTube doesn't see us as the real potential icons of this platform. They don't see us as upcoming stars. No, they saw us as rising creators. What the fuck does that really mean? To YouTube, it means, ooh, this YouTuber can make us money. Yes. How can we exploit this person without this person knowing we exploited him or her? Ask yourself that. How does YouTube really make its money? And how do you think you, so-called, actually getting every single dime that you deserve? 30% of super chats is a little bit too much, in my opinion. That's why I just don't want super chats. I so-called disable it, and then somehow they enable it. I have to turn it off. So this is why I always ask my community to go to my PayPal account and support me financially. And you should do the same thing. Because YouTube doesn't have a right to take every single dime that you are putting the sweat and hard work into your content. And mind you, they steal your content. They don't help small businesses unless you spend money with them in order to gain money. But are you actually really gaining money with YouTube when it comes down to helping your small business? And I want to talk directly to the small businesses out there. And as a business, small business to small business, I got financially hurt because of YouTube. I was doing fine. 2014, 2015, 16, and somewhere down the drain, 2017, this is when everything tanked. When YouTube started changing policies and was fishing. Ooh, do I get a trout? Did I get a trout? Oh my goodness, I got a catfish. Woo, that means I'm gonna take every single dime you got. Oh, there's a power struggle here. You know why there's a power struggle? Because we would not allow it. And this is why I'm telling you, guys, women, men, children, don't let YouTube take your human, civil, and constitutional rights from you. Do not let them tell you what you cannot broadcast on this channel. Remember when YouTube used to say broadcast yourself? Does it actually say that anymore? Does it? No, it doesn't. Because YouTube is not saying, it's saying YouTube, now corporation owned. YouTube is a private entity, right? But it is still YouTube. Corporation owned. The new wave of YouTube is not having these news and television outlets take over something that we created and we built together. It's not. And this is why I can't support. Now, I'm trying out this new social media platform called Library. I'm not sure it's looking up enough. I'm trying one video to see how far that goes. But in the meantime, I'm still going to post content on here because I want to fight the good fight. And I want you to fight the good fight with me by spreading awareness about YouTube's political actions against us, saying that we don't have the civil and human rights to speak on our behalf. Our freedom of speeches don't mean shit to the platform. I think we need to respond in the most civilized and most professional way that YouTube has never seen before. If we get together and protest in every single freaking city and show YouTube that we will leave the platform if you don't quit what you're doing by letting corporations take over and letting them take every single dime because you think it's not suitable for content. Mind you, YouTube is wrong 70% of the freaking time when it comes down to demonetization. your video might be demonetized before it actually gets uploaded and published because YouTube sees it as not acceptable. I fear that this video will also get demonetized because I'm having the right to speak, freedom of speech by the way, on my human and constitution and civil rights, mind you. People, please practice your human, constitution, and civil rights. It's so important. No matter what country you're from, you have rights. And YouTube might be private, now corporation owned, but they cannot sit here and say we are wrong. They are the wrongs. They are the ones that are wrong. Allowing these corporation news media outlets and channels, these television outlets, interrupt what we loved about being on this platform, and that is sharing experiences and content and getting real feedback. Now you just got a bunch of junk shit going on. I'm the Panda Photographer, everyone. And I want to encourage you to let YouTube know your peace of your mind. Because if you don't, this is going to trample right over you. You don't want them to be Godzilla, blah, go to your city, fuck your shit up, and blah, blah, and then leave. That's what YouTube is doing to you as the content creator. I'm Godzilla, the American version, or the European version, or the Japanese version, and we're gonna fuck up your city. We're gonna knock down a couple of buildings. Blah, 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 blah. We're gonna make sure you're homeless, and then we're gonna leave and come back another year later, change the policy again, make it much tougher than what it is now, and much more difficult to actually become a superstar to the community, which is the people. We want people to see what other people are doing, because it's time that you need to be very transparent about what you and who you are, because if you don't, YouTube's going to do what it does best: silence you. Mind you, they have been literally filtering people's videos, compressing them like a dry ass peanut butter and jelly sandwich with barely no jelly and some dry, nasty, over expired peanut butter. Trust me, I have ate that before and it's not very pleasant taste. So please encourage every YouTuber, photographer, videographer, artist, animator, blogger, go to your local or your favorite celebrity YouTuber and say, listen, I saw this video of the ThePandaPhotographer and he's right. We need to stick together, and I think you should also send a message. Pass it forward, give it forward. Because if you don't, YouTube's going to do what it wants. And that is take a big shit on your face and tell you eat a bag of dicks. And that's what they do now. I'm trying to be humorous at the same time in this conversation, but I'm also being real. I got no script in front of me. This is off the top of my head. Because you know what? I want to give YouTube a real peace and a sense of my mind right now. I want to give YouTube and Google a little bit of advice. You used to be the favorites. You used to be the parties we used to come to for support, and now we can't get that support. Susan, it's time that you grow up. I'm not calling you out, but you're not growing up for us. You're supposed to defend us from the corporations, from the lies that are already on television. But no, you want them to come in and spread those lies with the truth and mix it up and then let it take it over the truth. And that's not how you do it. You're supposed to stand forward with us, not against us. I'm the Panda Photographer, everyone. You want to support what we all do here? Make sure that you go to each and every YouTuber's description. If they have a support channel where you can give them back support, because it's so important that we as creators support each other. Because if we don't, we are going to be a dying breed. And already YouTube is a dying breed. Someone has to save it. Are you going to save it? Make sure you do. Because if you don't, say goodbye to everything you stand for. Because there is not going to be a platform like this ever again in the history of humanity. Believe that. Talk to you guys in the next one.